For my informal assessment strategy video report, I chose the online resource called Kahoots. Kahoots is an online game show quiz where students can participate on their phones, either individually or in teams. Points are awarded to the fastest correct answer and from most points to fewest points, depending on who answers first. Points are then totaled at the end, and the person or team with the most points wins. Kahoots is a fun, motivating way for students to check their knowledge and participate in class in a low-stress environment. Kahoots serves as a type of formative assessment with interactive teaching. It is a great tool for instructors to use for immediate feedback from both the student and instructor perspective. I chose Kahoots because I think that students retain information best when they are not stressed and feel comfortable. Delivering a quiz in a game show format makes learning fun and exciting. It gives the students a nice mental break from traditional learning and allows them to gauge their own understanding of their progress thus far in their course. The advantages of this platform are that it makes learning fun and very interactive for students. It is easy to update with new information as they progress through their course. Another advantage of Kahoots is that it can encourage students' engagement, improve classroom dynamics, motivation, and increase the energy level during lessons. Some disadvantages of Kahoots is that it is more difficult to track individual students' progress, as it is a fast-paced activity. Another disadvantage to Kahoots is that it rewards speed more importantly than accuracy, which could be stressful at times. It does not allow for students to have the time to process the questions and reflect deeply. I recently used it with my students at the end of a chapter as an end-of-day review tool. I tried this activity both in groups of 4 and also as individual students. I found that this activity was best used in groups as it allowed the students to discuss and to share knowledge. It encouraged them to work in teams and challenge each other in a very positive manner. When the students were in individual groups, the energy was nowhere near as fun as compared to when they were in groups. They also retained far more information in groups than when they were playing as individuals. I provided some feedback to my students with this strategy based on the results of the Kahoots quiz. I was able to see which topics needed more coverage, and I was able to make adjustments to my lesson plan as needed. I was also able to help my students see which areas they needed to spend a little more time reviewing on at home. For this strategy, I was able to get a lot of very useful information from my students. I asked them for feedback on the effectiveness of this activity and how they felt while participating. The overall feedback I received was that it was very useful as it helped them forget about being in a classroom for a few moments and allowed them to have a fun review session with their peers. Some of the feedback that I got was that they wished that the quiz had some different formats and not just the 2 question types that are provided in the free version of this resource. So I think with that in mind, I will look into some other game show resources and see if there is anything else out there that can also provide me with a similar game, but with some more question styles. Thank you for listening.